It's a new year, but so far, it's the same old Sabres. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video of Sports Talk Buffalo. We are 6 games into the Buffalo Sabres season, and the Sabres sit just 1-4-1. And it looks like my prediction of them snapping an NHL record 13-year playoff drought. By the way, no other team has gone this long without the playoffs in 9 years. So the Sabres are well above any other team missing the playoffs consecutively in league history. And we're 1-4-1 after 6 games. And it's not looking good. The Buffalo Sabres, I don't think it was coaching. It's looking more and more like coaching was the excuse. And now they don't have that excuse as Lindy Ruff is back behind the bench. He is one of the winningest coaches of all time. I believe he ranks 5th in NHL history in terms of wins. And it's the same result. It's the players. These guys just aren't very good. Through the first 3 games of the season, the Sabres scored just 3 goals. Just 3 goals in their first 3 games to start the season. If that wasn't a horrible omen as to how this year was going to go, I don't know what is. Now, they have played much, much better after their first 2 games. That saw them only score 1 goal. In their third game, they played a ton better. They just couldn't bury their chances. The next game, they did bury their chances. They beat the Florida Panthers, making them 1-3, showing life for the first time this season, showing that they could still, in fact, score. And then you thought everything was going to be great as they jumped out to a 2-0 lead against the Pittsburgh Penguins, which they gave up, of course. The Sabres ended up going up 3-1 and then gave that up. Pittsburgh ended up coming back, leading 4-3. Then the Sabres scored 2 more quick ones, and you thought maybe this year is different. Maybe they're going to pull this one out. But, of course, they don't. Pittsburgh scores 1 late, and then, of course, in overtime, on the power play, it is Sidney Crosby who scores to beat the Sabres, and they lose 6-5. And then they play tonight against Columbus, and it was fucking dreadful. I don't know any other way to say it. It was fucking dreadful. The Sabres defense is in shambles. Rasmus Dahlin looks terrible tonight. Bowen Byram, that trade looks fucking worse by the day. And everyone got, a lot of people, I don't say everyone, but a lot of people got on my case and said, you don't know what you're talking about. That's a great trade. Bowen Byram is a fantastic NHL defenseman. Really? Then why was he on the 3rd pair in Colorado? You essentially traded away your number 2 center, who should have been your number 2 center, for a guy who was another offensive defenseman who you didn't really need. You already had a bunch of offensive defensemen. Go watch that video. I pretty much said it all when I ranted about the Sabres trading away Casey Middlestad, who was their best player last year, by a head and shoulders their best player last year. Better than Thompson, better than Tuck, better than Cousins by a lot. Better than Skinner, better than Dahlin. He was their best player last year, and the Sabres traded him away because they believed that it was going to be Dylan Cousins who's going to fill in and be that 65-point number 2 center, when in reality, I think I said it on a video last year, that I'm afraid that Dylan Cousins is closer to a 40 to 45 point guy than he is to a 60 point guy. That is a massive drop off. It might not seem like it, but that is a massive drop off in the NHL. 15 points is huge for your second line center. He has looked every bit as lost as he did last year with new coaching. It has not seemed to help him, not even a little bit. Quinn has come back, and last year we thought, okay, maybe with a healthy Quinn, that Dylan Cousins would get going again at the beginning of this year. Quinn has looked absolutely fucking terrible this year through the first 6 games. So much so, or through the first 5 games, because they benched him for the 6th game against Columbus. Dylan Cousins needs to get benched too, or at very least moved down the lineup. The only reason why he got an assist against Columbus was because Yuri Kulik was able to deflect a shot that was going to go 17 feet wide of the net to score his first NHL goal. He looks like a legit NHL player, top 9 player. So what the hell is going on with the Sabres? Well, right now what's going on with the Sabres is lines 1 and lines 3 are very, very good. Lines 2 is dog shit. Dylan Cousins, Jack Quinn, and Zach Benson. I don't say Zach Benson has been dog shit because Zach Benson is just doing his thing as he did last year. And maybe he's just less noticeably bad because he's on the line with Cousins and Quinn. But they have been fucking terrible. In line 4, they have been okay. Not incredibly noticeable. They throw a couple of hits. They've had a couple of good shifts, but haven't really produced anything of, noteworthy through the first 6 games. That's why you get what you have now. The Buffalo Sabres penalty kill has been fucking terrible. The Buffalo Sabres power play hasn't scored in their first 6 games. I believe they're 0 for 17. 0 for 17. That is so unbelievable. And they haven't even really had anything that has looked dangerous on the power play. That's how bad they've been. In 17 tries, they have not even had anything that has looked remotely dangerous on the power play. Now, I don't know if the Sabres' last goal against Columbus was a power play goal. I'll be honest, when I seen that it was 6-3 because I turned it on a minute into the third period. When I seen that it was 6-3, I watched another 2 or 3 minutes of it, and I shut the game. Or when I seen that it was 5-3, and then I seen Columbus score to make it 6-3, I turned the fucking game off. I turned it off. I hate turning games off. I am not that person. I usually watch to the bitter end, but 13 years of this has made me go, I cannot continue to be this frustrated. It is making me a miserable person. I have to turn it off. I turned on a Thursday night football. And I love hockey. Hockey is my favorite sport. The Sabres are my favorite team. And I turned it off to watch a horrible Thursday night football game. That in and of itself should tell you just how fucking bad the Sabres have been in these first 6 games. UPL has looked very shaky to start the season. He's made a couple of big saves here or there. And Devin Levi in his first couple games looked pretty good, but in this game against Columbus was pure and utter dog shit. The first 4 goals he should have stopped. The first 4 fucking goals he should have stopped. All of them glove side, by the way. So I don't know if there is a scouting report that Devin Levi has a shit glove hand, but all 4 of them glove side on Devin Levi. He played an absolutely dreadful game for the Buffalo Sabres. In a night where the Sabres scored 4 goals, they lost again. Again. They gave up 6 goals again. 2 nights, back-to-back nights, they gave up 6 goals. At what point do we really think that this accountability thing is real? Because right now it seems like bullshit. Plain and simple, pure as day. It seems like all of that was just lip service. Accountability. Bullshit. If it's accountability, then you need to sit Samuelsson because he has been straight garbage through 6 games this year. He needs to get fired into the sun. Bowen Byram needs to get put down into the last pairing, and you need to bring up Ryan Johnson and put him with Owen Power, who has also not been that great. I don't know what you can do with this team anymore. Like maybe you put Krebs up to the second line and move Cousins to the fourth line. I don't know. I don't think there is anything you can really do. I just think that we're in for, another 5/6 of the season of just miserable hockey. Unless something drastic changes, I think we're in for horrible hockey for a 14th straight fucking year. And that is a recipe for all of us Sabres fans to be miserable. Lindy Ruff was a nice story and nostalgia, and I thought maybe, you know what, I'm choosing to buy in to the narrative that Lindy Ruff can get this turned around, when in reality, I don't think it was ever the coaching. I think it was the players all along. You have like 4 players that are pretty good players. No superstars on this team, none. No bona fide number 1 centers. Tage Thompson's good, but I don't think he's a bona fide number 1 center. He's definitely not the 94-point guy that we saw a couple of years ago. That's for goddamn sure. He's closer to like a 65 to 75-point guy. Dylan Cousins is not the 68-point guy that we saw 2 years ago. He's like a 40-point guy. Jack Quinn, we thought, hey, if he stays healthy, he's going to be great. He got benched in the 6th game. That's how bad he's been. Yuri Kulik looks like, yeah, he could be every bit of a top 6 forward. Zach Benson looks like he could be every bit of a top 6 forward, even as a very young guy. He just needs to figure out a way to score on a more consistent basis. The Buffalo Sabres' third line continues to cook. That was the line I hated the most out of all 3 lines, and guess what? They were the best line, probably the best line the Sabres have had, most consistently through the first 6 games. McLeod, Greenway, and Zucker have been the best line for this Buffalo Sabres team consistently through the first 6 games, and I don't even think that's a question. That's how bad it's been. Your first line has been okay, pretty good sometimes, have definitely been producing a little bit. Alex Tuch has had, I think he's got 6 points in 5 games or something like that coming into the Columbus game. Thompson had 3 goals in 5 games coming into, of course, this Columbus game. Peterka had been hurt, but he had 2 goals and an assist. He added another goal in the game against Columbus. Meaningless goal, but he added one. What do you do? Where do you go? The goaltending has not given you what you needed to. The defense has been putrid, and the special teams on this team are fucking terrible. And yet, much like last year, we continue to roll out the same fucking combination of guys over and over and over again and put them in the same positions that they have shown that they do not do well in. What else can you do? It's like beating your head against a brick fucking wall, and it's infuriating. Following this Buffalo Sabres team is infuriating. It's hard to do. I'll be honest, it is hard to do. It was so hard to do. Usually I write notes in order to do my videos. I didn't even do that this video. I just decided I'm just going to wing it and just throw my feelings out there and let them stick where they may. The Buffalo Sabres are not a good hockey team at the moment, and I don't know how you change that. I think we are in for a 14th straight year of the Buffalo Sabres not making the playoffs. And not only not making the playoffs, but if they keep playing the way that they are playing or have played for a majority of this season, they are not only not going to be a playoff team, they're going to be in the running for the lottery for the number 1 pick again. And hopefully this time they don't pick a fucking defenseman. If that's the case, hopefully if they win that first pick, they don't pick a defenseman. I like Rasmus Dahlin. Good player. I don't think he's a great player. I don't think he's the generational guy we all thought. And Owen Power, he's okay. Not worthy of being a number 1 overall pick, that's for sure. We've had a bunch of second overall picks. Where are they now? Oh, yeah, they're all traded away. Sam Reinhart, Jack Eichel, all those guys are gone. Winning Stanley Cups with other teams, by the way. Being a Sabres fan is to live in perpetual misery, at least for more than a decade. And I don't know how you fix it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Can the Buffalo Sabres be fixed? Can this season be saved? Is it coaching? Is it talent? What is it? Is it goaltending? I don't know. I just know that they are not very good right now, and there's not really any signs of them getting any better. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Once again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a video. I talk Bills, Sabres, and the University at Buffalo men's basketball and football teams right here on this page. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a fantastic week.